students, this is a video of biology, grade 12, unit 1, that is reproduction, and in this chapter 1, that is reproduction in organisms, and the topic number 6, that is sexual reproduction events, right? Actually, it is a video in which we are talking about 2 events only, because in my previous video we already discussed about the first event, that is pre-fertilization event. Today in this video we will discuss about what do you mean by fertilization and what happen in fertilization, and after that we will discuss about post-fertilization changes or post-fertilization event, students. Okay, so before commencing with today's topic, just having a quick recap. Like, what do you mean by sexual reproduction? So students, sexual reproduction, it is a type of reproduction in which 2 parents are involved. In this, 2 parents are involved, students, and both the parents are of opposite sexes. Like, this is a father, this is a mother, right? Male gamete, female gamete. They both fuses and form zygote, and zygote will convert into offspring. So this is a sexual reproduction we have, students, in which there is a variation, and variation is very much required for survival. Now the question comes here, how variation comes in this sexual reproduction? Students, as male and female both belongs to different families, both have different genes, both have different DNA. When they fuse together and form a new recombinant, so that is why there is a there is a variation, and because of that variation there is a evolution process. That is why we always say that sexual reproduction is better as compared to asexual reproduction, right? So let's begin with today's class with the second event, that is fertilization. First of all, what do you mean by fertilization? Fertilization is fusion of gametes. We also called it as syngamy. Okay, syngamy and fertilization means once. It is a synonym of fertilization. Syngamy means what? That is fusion of male and female gamete to form zygote. This is known as fertilization and this is known as syngamy. Now students, you know that zygote is diploid. You know what is diploid? Which is having a complete set of chromosomes. Now how the zygote will diploid? As male gamete is haploid, which means half the set of chromosome. Female gamete is also haploid, which means half the set of chromosomes. When half and half combine, they form complete set of chromosome and form a diploid one. So we always say is that zygote is what? It is a diploid one. It is a diploid one, students. Okay. Now students, there is one other form of reproduction or fertilization we have, that is called as parthenogenesis. It's a very important term you have to remember. Like, what do you mean by parthenogenesis, students? So formation of new organisms, okay, formation of new organism by the development of female gamete without fertilization, that is called as parthenogenesis, which means that new organism is formed definitely from the female gamete, but there is no fertilization. This is a female gamete, it will form new organisms. There is no fertilization, that is called as parthenogenesis. For example, honeybees have a drones, okay, they are formed during the parthenogenesis process. We have rotifers, we have turkey, they all are the example of parthenogenesis. The next here is there are 2 types of fertilizations we have. The one is external fertilization and the other one is internal fertilization. As its name suggests, fertilization is fusion of gamete, right? External fertilization means when the fusion of gamete takes place outside the parent body. When it takes place outside the parent body, that is called as external fertilization. whereas a fusion of gametes takes place inside the female body, that is called what? That is called as internal fertilization, students. I hope this is clear, the easy one. And in most terrestrial animals, we have what? We have internal fertilization. Why we have internal fertilization? Or is there any importance of internal fertilization? Definitely we have. Because students, in internal fertilization, what happen? There is less chances of any harm. Because if there is external fertilization, there are many, like you can say, temperature will come, right? Some animals may harm the gametes. Many things occurs. Whereas if I talk about a simple one, that is internal fertilization, everything occurs inside the mother womb and everything is okay. There is no animal come into the mother womb and ate the gametes, right? So that is why internal fertilization is better as compared to external fertilization. Okay, now this is all about what fertilization we have. Now we will discuss about the post-fertilization changes. Post means after. Fertilization, you know that. So after the fertilization, which changes occur, we will discuss right about that. Now students, as in a fertilization, zygote will form, right? Zygote is diploid, it is formed. So in post-fertilization event, what happened? Again, what happened to that zygote we have to understand, right? So zygote is diploid, is it clear? Right? There is proper medium is required for an organism to further formation of zygote into a other category or into a further embryo. Now the next step in a post-fertilization is embryogenesis. Embryogenesis. Embryo means a small fetus, a small embryo, a small young one, a small offspring. They all are the synonyms of what? Embryo. Genesis means synthesis. Now embryogenesis is what? This is a synthesis, students, of an embryo we have. This is a synthesis of embryo. Now, it is a process of the formation, or it is a process of development of an embryo from a zygote. And how the zygote will undergo embryo, that is a question. So students, for that you have to understand that zygote undergo divisions. Division means they are undergoing cell division and further differentiated into a two category. One is oviparous and other is viviparous, right? If you remember, I taught you this. Oviparous are egg-laying animals, right? Like suppose the zygote will form and the mother will goes that zygote into the external situations. Like the organism which lay eggs, they come under the category of oviparous. Whereas the organism which give birth to young ones, they come under the category of viviparous, right? So suppose if I will give you the example of human beings. In human beings, students, we are like, right? In human beings, we produces young ones. So we come under the category of viviparous organisms. So in this viviparous organism, we have to understand that we are able to give birth to the young ones. We are not laying the eggs. So that is why we come under viviparous organisms. Now, the development of zygote, it takes place inside the female body. This is a very easy concept. Everyone knows this. That female gamete is always non-motile, whereas the male gamete is motile one. So if the female gamete is non-motile, it means the formation, okay, the fertilization and post-fertilization changes occurs inside that particular body. Okay, so moving to the further, student, if I will let you know these kinds of changes in a proper plant, because till now we will discuss about the animals, like these changes when occurs in animals, what will happen. Now the question arises, post-fertilization in plants are just like what? Now if I talk about plants, we only need female part, and female part is known as pistil, right? Pistil having three parts, stigma, style, ovary. So in this pistil, we have to understand only this pistil is required in a flower. Rest all the parts are withered off. They don't require it. So definitely sepal, petal, stamen, they all fall down. Whereas pistil is there. That is only a post-fertilization changes of flowers we have. Like when the zygote will form, what will happen? When zygote is formed, everything is okay, right? Then what will happen? Then all the other parts of a flower will die. They fall off. Okay, after that, what happened? There is a seed germination under a favorable condition to produce a new plant. Now in flower condition, we have a seed which further form a new plant, students. So I hope this is clear with you all. This is all about this video. Before winding up this video, just have a quick recap. What we did in this video. Firstly, what do you mean by fertilization? Fertilization is a fusion of gamete to form zygote, right? Fusion of gamete in sexual reproduction takes place by the male and female gamete. When male and female gamete they fuses, then what will happen? Then zygote will form, right? And that zygote is very much important for the further development. That is known as fertilization. And mostly in the fertilization, the changes takes place in body, in the formation of gametes. And these fusion of gametes occurs only in sexual reproduction. You have to mention this, understand this, that fusion occurs only in what? It occurs only in sexual reproduction, because in sexual reproduction there is a variation and that fusion is required. Okay, now after that post-fertilization changes. Suppose a zygote will form. Okay, now it depends the two type of organism. Suppose this is a zygote. If it is an oviparous animal, it will lay outside the external environment. Okay, and egg will fertilize to form young ones later on stages. Whereas if we are viviparous, suppose this zygote is under in the viviparous, then it will get all the nourishment inside the body. Okay, and after that it will form a young one when it comes out from the body of the female. That is a viviparous one. Now, if I will let you know, the same condition takes place in plants also, right? Plants having the same condition, but like in plants, suppose there is a pistil. In the pistil there is a seed formation, there is a ovule formation, everything occurs in the female reproductive part of a flower, right? So in that case, what will happen? In that case, every change occurs in a pistil. So rest all the parts, even it is stamen, even it is sepal, even it is petal, all are fall down. Only pistil will do their activity. So that is also post-fertilization changes in a flower we have. Okay, the next I explained you that zygote is formed. Zygote is just a ball-like structure, right? So when the further activity is required, what happens? These activities needed in a proper manner. There is a proper sequence for them. Okay, and what happens? There is a cell division, because when the cells are dividing, then only embryo will form. Okay, when the cells properly divide and every cell have their own function to perform, then there is a formation of embryo, students. I hope this is clear with you all what are sexual reproduction events, as we discussed in the previous video about the pre-fertilization changes. It means before fertilization changes. And in this video, we will discuss about fertilization and post-fertilization, right? So, still if you have any of the doubt, any of the query, just write down in the comment box. I am always here to assist you, students. So, see you in the next video with a new topic, that is asexual reproduction. As we completed till now all the introductory part, all the knowledge you must have for sexual reproduction. Now we will start up with the asexual reproduction in the next video. So keep watching. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.